10-Minute Strategy. This is Peter Propp, and I am here with Cheryl Yeoh. She is the co-founder and president of CityPockets.com, and they are a player in the daily deal space. So, Cheryl, why don't you tell us about CityPockets and what you're up to?
Sure. Hi, Peter. So CityPockets is a mint.com for daily deals. It's like what some people like to call it. And what that is really a voucher management platform to remind you of all the vouchers you have from across multiple deal sites like Groupon, Living Social, Buy With Me, and the 400 that's out there right now.
Great. So there's 400 players in the space. But give us an idea of where the market is in terms of people, players that are in the space with 400 players, and then what sort of revenues are people seeing?
Well, so sometime this year, I think there was a lot of speculation that this space will consolidate, and eventually there'll be a fallout. But a year later, that hasn't been the case. More and more companies are jumping in. A lot of big publishers, such as recently AT&T and New York Times, have entered the space. So I don't think I think there will be some consolidation in terms of the small little sites kind of falling out. But I think this space is here to stay and grow. So as an example, last year in 2010, Groupon's estimated revenues are about $1 billion, and then this year they're estimated to grow up to $3 to $4 billion, and that's just Groupon US itself. And they're obviously the biggest player. They have about 85% of the market. Yeah, and Living Social is really catching up. So there's definitely two major players, but the number 3, 4, 5 are not too far behind. So.
Right. And right now you have relationships with a couple dozen of those players, just about.
Yeah, so we support 16 sites right now, but we're adding between 5 to 8 sites every week. So we don't have a direct relationship with them, but we're supporting those sites for our users.
Great. And so tell us how it would work. So my wife uses Living Social on a regular basis to buy stuff. How would it work for her if she were a CityPockets user?
So our site is really good for people who buy from multiple sites, who buy a lot that they can't keep track of it. We found that an average user in our site has 11 vouchers from at least three different sites. So when you have 2 here, 3 here, 5 there, it becomes hard to manage and keep track of everything because everything has an expiration date. So when you come to CityPockets, you enter your credentials to these different accounts, and the system automatically pulls in your purchases, including your PDFs, because right now you have to print these vouchers out and bring it to the store to redeem, or you can pull it up in your mobile and retrieve the voucher number. So in a way, our site would be great for her in terms of helping her keep track of what she's bought and enable her to use it before they expire.
Right. So you send reminders when the dates are coming up.
Exactly. Yeah. So right now we have a monthly reminder on the 1st, in which we sort of sort your vouchers by what's expiring this week, in the coming month, and in the next 3 months. We are creating sort of a customized setting for people who want to be reminded more frequently, because a lot of people have requested to be reminded at specific times before the individual voucher expires.
Right.
So that's coming up.
Interesting. And then we talked a little bit about the secondary market. Why don't you tell us where you're going there?
Sure. So we found that, in this space in general, just being in this space for a year now, about 20 to 30% of these vouchers go unredeemed. And there are 2 reasons for that. One is because people just forget about it. Like I said, it just gets lost in their email. They forget about it. And then when they remember, it's too late to use it. Or number 2, it's sort of the buyer's remorse. I mean, these Groupon deals are, sort of a new thing. You see a great deal and you kind of jump at it, and then it's not really something that you're used to buying, and then you're just trying to go out of your regular habits to say take that dance class that you normally wouldn't. So you kind of end up not using it because it's just not normal for you. So this marketplace that we're launching is based on a lot of our user feedback that, they just want to, they can't use it and they want a way to either pass it on to friends or resell it. So we're launching this marketplace where they can put it back into the market to someone else who might have missed a great deal that they that wanted to buy.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, you're also in terms of your guys' revenue stream. That's part of it. The resale business, you're going to make a little margin on the selling.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, if you think about 20 to 30% out of you know hundreds and billions, millions of vouchers being sold out there, that translates to about half a million to $1 billion that falls under the crack, down, through the cracks every year.
Right.
So that's going to be part of how we make money, but I think it's just a revenue stream that we're going to test out.
Right.
And another way that we're thinking is because we have this huge bank of what everyone is buying, and specifically who's trying to learn golf and who loves Italian food, we can show them very relevant deals to buy for their next, massage coupon and whatnot. So
Right.
we can be a very intelligent recommendation system and earn some affiliate revenues from there as well.
Excellent. Excellent. So we've got about 3 minutes left. Why don't you tell us some of the research you've done with some individuals? You told me a great story earlier.
Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah, one of our super users, she's really active on her site. She comes at least twice a day. She told me she lives in LA and she has 154 of these vouchers that have not expired. And it's interesting. I was trying to learn about who she is and why she has so many of these things. And she told me that she's a huge foodie and she joins meetup groups that dine a couple of times a week. And so there are these groups of people who meet and use vouchers together. So which is an interesting avenue that I've never thought of before.
Right.
It makes sense. And so I'm trying to find out more about how people use these vouchers, and apparently it's a lot of them are with groups and family and all that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So people will see a deal and they'll tell 3 friends that, hey, let's get the offer together and go use it at the spa or the restaurant or wherever.
Exactly. Yeah, but the interesting thing is that we see a huge trend of people buying 10 of the same deals from the same place. A lot of them, like I can't remember the exact numbers, but something like close to 20% of the vouchers in our database are repeat vouchers from the same individual.
Interesting. Well, this has been great. Cheryl, I really appreciate your time talking us through the daily deal business, and certainly CityPockets has I think you've got a good idea there, and I'm sure it's going to be helpful to those consumers. I know you want to tell people about your iPhone app you've got coming out.
Yeah, so this is one of our most requested features, to come up with an app. So we're launching that early May, mid-May, right around that time. So you can, in real time, pull up your phone and see where all your vouchers are around you, so you know where to go. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And then you can use your app instead of digging through your emails or printing out the printing out the vouchers themselves, right?
Exactly, yeah. So you can redeem the voucher on your mobile, because most of the time the merchants only care about the voucher number, and that's how they validate if the voucher has been used or not. So you can we're definitely trying to save the trees here.
Yeah, good. I like saving trees. I'm a big fan. Excellent. Well, Cheryl Yeoh, co-founder and CEO of CityPockets. You can visit her site at citypockets.com. Thanks so much for taking the time for 10 Minute Strategy. This is Peter Prop. Thanks, Cheryl.
Nope. My pleasure. Thanks, Peter.
When we go shopping.